today's video. In this video we are going to solve one more LeetCode question, which is square of a sorted array, and the question number is 977 and it comes at a easy. In some of the previous video which we did earlier, we discussed a technique called sliding window, and in this video we are going to discuss one more technique which is called two pointers technique. So with that technique we are going to solve this question. So what exactly is two pointer technique? Like the name suggests, we will have two pointers, means like we will have two variables which will point to two different positions in an array, and we will use those two pointers to navigate the whole array. So usually we always target to solve most of the questions on O of n, so it will help us to not to traverse the array to and fro. So with the O of n complexity, we should be able to solve most of the questions. So let's get started. So let's understand this question. So I have taken easy question first. So given an integer array num sorted in a non-decreasing order, return an array the squares of each number sorted in non-decreasing order. So we have an array of nums. It can have a positive and negative, both type of numbers, and it is in non-decreasing order, which means it's in increasing order. And we need to return an array which will have the squares of all the numbers of the input array, and that should also be in the non-decreasing order. That means it should be in the increasing order. So let's understand the examples. So in the input array it is given -4, -1, 0, 3, 10, and the output is 0, 1, 9, 16, 100. So how it is? So the square of 0 is 0, square of 1 is 1, square of 3 is 9, and square of 4 is 16, and square of 10 is 100. Okay, after squaring, the array becomes like this, and it should be sorted in non-decreasing order. So our output is like this. Okay, so let's look into the constraint. Our nums will never be null, and nums is sorted in non-decreasing order. So here what they have given: squaring each element and sorting the new array is very trivial. Could you please find an O of n solution using the different approach? So so the first solution which comes to anyone comes to the mind is like squaring up all the numbers and then sort it. So sorting usually takes n log of n complexity. So here it has been said, like, can we do it in O of n? Okay, so if you want to think, pause the video and you can think about it. But the solution is we are going to square up each element, so we need to square up the array. So what we can do, we can square up all the elements and we can save it prior, and then we can use the two pointer technique and we can navigate the array and compare whether which element is greater or smaller, and based on that we can create our resultant array. Okay, so let's start writing the code for that. Okay, so first we will create a variable and create the result array. Okay, it should be an array of the same size as n. Okay, now we need to for int I equal to 0, I less than n, and I plus plus. Okay, now nums of I is equal to nums of I to nums of I. So we are saving in the same array. Okay, now we will create some variables: int I equal to 0, int j equal to n minus 1, which is like two pointers, one pointer from the front and one pointer at the end of the array. Okay, now int k equal to n minus 1. This we have kept this. So while k is greater than equal to 0, since we are starting from the behind, so it should be greater than equal to 0 if our nums of I is greater than nums of j. Okay, so whichever element is greater, we will add end of the array. Result of k plus plus equal to nums of I. Okay, else, and we need to do I plus plus also, nums of j minus minus. I'm sorry, it should be k minus minus. Okay, so once it is done, we are going to return our result. Okay, so why we are creating why we are comparing these two? Because we will have negative numbers as well, right? After negative number, we will have the decreasing order, and we will have the decreasing order and then the increasing order. Okay, so we need to check which one is greater and which one is smaller. Okay, so whichever is smaller, we can add it at the front, or whichever is greater, we can add it from the behind. So we are using from the last end of the array. Okay, so let's run this. So test cases got passed. Now we'll submit it. Okay, so yeah, it worked. Okay, hope you understood this question. See you in the next. Thank you.